Welcome back to this week's Los Alamitos preview show. As mentioned earlier, this coming Sunday, we have the Z. Wayne Griffin Directors Trials. We'll have 14 horses trying to get into the final 5 spots into this year's Champion of Champions, and certainly a crowd favorite here for many years. Trying to qualify will be Farniente from the barn of trainer Jose Hernandez Jr. Orlando Gutierrez caught up with Jose to talk about the comeback prospect of Farniente here this coming Sunday.
Well, it's hard to believe that the trials to the Champion of Champions are here this Sunday at Los Alamitos. The trials to the Z. Wayne Griffin Directors Trials. And the top 5 horses with the fastest times will advance to the $600,000 Champion of Champions to be held here on December the 10th. One of the top contenders in the race is Farniente, a horse that actually ran 5th in last year's Champion of Champions, looking for another trip to the big race. And we're here with trainer Jose Hernandez. Jose, you've been waiting for this horse to run him again quite a few months. Tell us about how the horse has come along and how excited are you to see him run again in the trials?
Well, it's been quite of a wait, and I'm anxious to see him run. He was scheduled to run a couple big races this year, but we had a couple setbacks. Things happen for a reason. A horse coming along to his own really well for this race, and I just want to see him run and hopefully get him in the Champion of Champions for the 3rd time.
Now, one of the things about Farniente is that he always runs well fresh. Pretty fresh right now. How has he been training coming into the trials?
You know what? This year I thought it was probably his best year. He's more mature. He's starting to settle down more, and like you said, he always runs fresh. This year he's coming in fresher. The past years he came in fresh for the summer. Now it's a different story towards the end of the year. I'm pretty excited to see him run in this trials.
Now, you never want to look ahead past the Champion of Champions, but let me put you on the spot a little bit. What are the prospects for him in 2017?
You know what? I think we're going to pay him into the Winter Championship, but it all depends how he comes back from, like every race. We have to evaluate him, see how he comes back. He'll be 7, but he's a very lightly race horse, so I think he's got at least another year for him. It just depends if he comes back good and if he wants to still do it.
Now, let's rewind a little bit to the trials. He's had a couple of different jockeys over the course of his career. He's always done well no matter who rides him. What do you got in store for the trials?
You know what? This time we're going with the Ramon Sanchez. He did really well with him. He's only rode him like 4 or 5 times. He's won 3. And he fits him really well. I had a talk with him a few days ago, and he was excited to get the mount. And I know he's a good fit for the horse.
Well, best of luck to Jose Hernandez and the connections of Farniente. Horse always seems to fire in those big races. Won the Vessel's Maturity a couple of times, and the Golden State Derby when he was a 3-year-old. Should be exciting to see him run again in the Z. Wayne Griffin on Sunday night. Back to the studio.
Well, thanks, Orlando. And a horse like Farniente, Les, makes my job a lot easier because basically white. He's called gray, but he's so easy to see. When Farniente's on his game, he's as good as anybody we have.
I'll tell you this about these older horses, and like gray like Farniente is. These horses, I think, run their best races off of some mini layoffs. Farniente is a horse that knows how to win races. He knows when the job to get done. I think Farniente will be huge, of course, this coming Sunday.
Right. Well, I remember horses like Refrigerator, who won the Champion of Champions back in the 90s off his 6-month layoff. We had Arrogant won the Breeders' Cup Classic off a layoff since August. So good horses with good conditioners can get horses ready. So look for another big effort here from Farniente this coming Sunday in one of our 2 trials for the Z. Wayne Griffin Directors and trying to get into the Champion of Champions. But we have the late pick 4 now to talk about. Les here on